Hey, this is how to install an all-in-one cooler. For this tutorial, we'll be using our Tough Liquid Ultra all-in-one and an ASUS X670E Prime AM5 motherboard. Your first step will be removing everything from the packaging and laying the contents out. Now I'll quickly talk through each part that makes up an AIO. This is the water block that goes on your CPU. This is what transfers the heat from your CPU. Then you've got your tubes, which is where the coolant flows through. Then you have your radiator, which helps cool down the liquid inside. All-in-one coolers like this are called closed-loop systems because it comes all set up and you don't have to put anything together in the loop. The liquid circulates between these three main components, taking care of itself, meaning no need to worry about changing your coolant or anything like that. Next, let's do a bit of planning. It's best practice to think about what direction you want your AIO to face. You can do this by simply holding your AIO inside your case and looking at which way you want to mount your radiator and which will be the best path for the tubes. Once you've settled on an orientation, note which direction your radiator will go, as your next step will be screwing on your fans. Get your fans and place them on your radiator. Be sure to check the orientation of your fan so that it is set up to exhaust or intake the way you would like, and that your cables are routed the right way. Towards the back of the case is ideal. Then you can mount them using the included long screws, so let's do that now. This is what it looks like once all your fans are on. As you can see, I have the cables facing the rear of the case. Now it's time to move on to the mounting kits. These are what you would receive out of the box. And this bag here contains all the needed hardware for AM4 and Intel installations up to LGA 1700. This here is a specific kit for Intel 13th generation, as you can see. Both of these are included in our most up-to-date stocked AIOs. What you will need for this installation is this specific AM5 upgrade kit. Our newest AIOs will have this already. If yours doesn't come with one, feel free to contact your region's support page and send them through a form. They'll be able to help you receive one. In the kit, you'll find 5 pieces. This large mounting bracket, 2 angled loops with threads, and then 2 retention screws. As this is an AM5 installation, your AIO will mount directly onto the front side of the motherboard over your CPU without needing to remove any backplate or plastic clips. To set up the mounting bracket, you must have it in this orientation with the angled edges facing towards the roof. Insert one of the angled loops so that the thread points up towards the sky and that the loop is facing away from the center. Thread the retention screw on 1 or 2 turns, just enough so it doesn't fall out, but loose enough so that you have some leverage for later. Repeat this on the other side. Go ahead and get your water block ready by removing the pre-installed bracket by sliding it off. Then, take the new AM5 mounting bracket you just put together and slide that in. This is what it looks like when correctly installed. Before we place the water block on the CPU, you need to add some thermal paste. Squeeze about a pea-sized amount of paste onto the center of the CPU, then remove the plastic protecting your copper surface on the water block. Slowly place your water block on the CPU by first hooking one loop around the plastic clip on the motherboard. Then repeat the same thing on the other side. It will be tight, which is why we only did the retention screws up just a little bit, so that you can do this part of the installation easily. When both loops are over the plastic hooks, secure the block with the retention screws. Next, it's time to mount your radiator. The best way to do this is to unfurl the fan cables and thread them through the back of the case first. Pull the slack out of the cables and place your radiator in your desired location. Secure the radiator to the chassis using the supplied short screws. Start with one corner, then move to the opposite side and corner and secure that side, then continue with the rest. I'm installing it lying down because I'm small, but feel free to do this standing up if you would prefer. Now that you've installed your hardware, it's time to wire everything up. If you're not using the same hardware as me, I would absolutely recommend utilizing your motherboard and AIO manual to navigate this section. For the Tough Liquid Ultra 360, we have these 3 fan cables to plug in, as well as a 3-fan splitter. This splitter enables you to plug all 3 fan cables into it, so you only need to plug one header into your motherboard. The ASUS X670E motherboard has 3 fan headers, a CPU fan header, an AIO pump header, and a CPU optional header. We'll be using the CPU fan header for the 3 fans. This is the pump AIO cable. This controls the water block pump speed, which we will plug into the middle 3-pin fan header called AIO pump header. You can also wrap the rest of the cable around the water block to make it look neater. Finally, the Tough Liquid Ultra comes with a fantastic LED screen. To power this up, you'll need to use the supplied cable that has a USB 2.0 motherboard plug on one end and a split micro USB side that plugs into the LCD screen. Take that cable and plug it into the motherboard like so. Then insert one of the micro USB cables into the LCD screen to finish it off. That's it, you've successfully installed and set up your AM5 AIO. If you have any questions or tips for your fellow PC builders, feel free to chuck them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, bye bye.